Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on Capnclydes MTG. Today, we are going to talk about more Doctor Who coming from Secret Lair based on the latest 60th anniversary edition of Doctor Who, which has apparently been a shit show and pissing off many people, supposedly. So, let's take a look at it. Before we get started, don't forget, comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, call the ShamWow people. I need a sponsor. And if you subscribe, it does keep it sponsor free, except for ShamWow. Um, Also, links in the description to the eBay store, TCG Player. Buy you some cards to support the channel. There's links in there for Patreon, other good stuff too. Subscribe to the channel, become a member, yada, yada, yada. So without further ado, let's get into it. Oh, don't forget, we're on Rumble. Hit us up over there while you're at it. So, to start off with 60th anniversary Doctor Who from 2023, this is the Rotten Tomato score. The Tomato Meter gave it a 96%. However, audiences was a little harder on the movie. Several episodes, a lot of people didn't like it. Me personally, I haven't watched it. I do like some of the stars that are in there. I like uh, the Doctor. I like good old Doogie Howser. Well, I guess he's not Doogie Howser. He's the Toymaker. But anyway, I thought it was some pretty good casting. I haven't got around to watch it because I'm just so out of the loop with Doctor Who. Watch it for yourself. Find out if you like it or not. But with that said, far be it from Wizards to let any chance to make something that didn't come out so hot. Even worse, they made a Secret Lair based on it, which I don't know if it's good or not, so let's take a look. So, we'll take a look at our cards here. What we got one Secret Lair. We have 5 cards. It's called Secret Lair Doctor Who Regeneration Foil Edition. Non-foil is 40, foil is 50. So basically for foils, you're paying $10 a piece. For non-foils, you're paying about 9 and a quarter. But anyway, about $3.50. So there's the prices. Now let's take a look at these cards and let's actually have an honest conversation about, are they really worth this price? Because this is a higher Secret Lair price than normal. We're used to seeing $29.99 and $39.99. Are these cards worth the extra $10? Well, let's see. First card we're going to take a look at is Rose Noble, a blue and 3 for this 2/3, Ward 2. Okay so far. Whenever you cast a Doctor spell or creature spell with Doctor Companion, you get to draw a card, i.e. this is also the Doctor's Companion. Well, in the grand scheme of things, I think this is only okay, and it's supposed to be a rare. I mean, Ward 2 is cool, but 1 blue and 3 for a 2/3 is with Ward 2 is really bad. And it says whenever you cast a Doctor spell or creature spell with Doctor's Companion, you draw a card. There's not that many Doctor spells that are going to let you draw a card unless you're running a deck full of nothing but the Doctor. Then it can be okay, but then that means that this has to be your companion. I don't know if it would be better in Commander to put this as your companion or just put it as one of the 99 in the deck. Either way, it doesn't look too powerful, especially for a rare. I mean, I like the art, like the character draw, design, seems to be on point. However, for this to be a $10 card in foil, might be asking a bit much. So next, we'll take a look at the next card. Let's hope it gets better. We got the Meep. That's a cute little fella. I mean, when you can't make Yoda, just put fur on him and color him different, I guess. But anyway, so the Meep is a black and 2 for an 0/4. It has Ward, pay 3 life. Alright, this is already getting weird. This is an alien rare. Whenever the Meep attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, creatures you control have a base power and toughness XX in a turn, where X is the sacrificed creature's mana value. All hail the Meep. Well, I mean, so I don't know. I guess it could be okay, but here's my struggle. If you want to make a whole bunch of small creatures really big, I mean, you're gonna be playing a whole bunch of one mana creatures, like let's say you're playing a black green elf deck, and maybe this is fine in that. But to give everything a base power of XX, it talks about X being the sacrifice creature's mana value. So, I mean, maybe if you play it in an elf deck and you manage to get a Crater Hoof out and pump everything something stupid, then sacrifice your Crater Hoof because it's a 7 to make everything's base power 7/7. But then I think it kind of counteracts the pluses. It's weird. Um, it seems to me, and tell me down what you guys think down below. I mean, other than the fact it's a cute little thing, and I probably would play it just for that. It seems like a really bad Eldrazi for a black and 2. I mean, it's going to be hard to kill, hard to hit. You pay 3 life. It's got ward. But if you're the one to do that, I think a lightning bolt might be better. I'm not seeing it. I mean, if it's your thing, it's your thing, but I can't think of a deck off the top of my head I might put it in. Because, I mean, you got to have cheap creatures and then have this, sacrifice a big creature. And honestly, most of your big creatures are going to be so good you don't want to sacrifice them. It's really weird. Anyway, moving on. All right, so 0 for 2 so far. Let's take a look at the Celestial Toymaker. Let's hope it gets better here. So we have black, blue, and white for a 2/4. All right, already off to a better start. He's a rogue artificer. I can get down with that. It's a rare. It says whenever the Toymaker attacks, look at the top 3 cards of your library, exile any number of them in a face-down pile, and the rest in a face-up pile. The defending player chooses one of those piles, put that pile into your hand. Holy crap. So the first ability alone, it's only the top 3 cards, so, I mean, it's a Factor Fiction Light, which is basically just you swinging with this thing. This is insane. It's a guaranteed draw card out of 3 cards in your deck. Wow. Unfortunately, it looks like, though, when you exile them, you don't get them back. Because if we look at the bottom part, it says at the beginning of each end step, each opponent loses 2 life for each spell or ability that caused one or more players to guess or to group cards or permanents into a pile this turn. Okay, so you're guaranteed, so 3 mana, 2/4. If he gets in, he's going to deal 2, and then when you use the ability, they're going to lose another 2 at the end of the turn, so basically a 4/4 for 3. Man, that seems good, especially in a rogue deck. I like this. I mean, this is also another great card if you're going to be running this kind of in a in a deck with I forgot the card's name now. It's got the same mana, but it's a 1/4, and when you attack, you get to draw a number of cards equal to the number of attacking creatures. Put +1/+1 counters on creatures when you discard the card. Anyway, point being, it works really good in that deck, and just the ability for 3 mana to use this 2/4 like that, and just draw cards off of it, seems really good. I can see where the exile ability can be a big hindrance because you don't get those cards back. You know, it says look at the top 3 cards of your library, exile any number of them in a face down pile and the rest in a face up pile. Defending player chooses one of those piles, put them into your hand. This also makes me wonder, does it stack? Like if you give somebody the face up pile and you swing again and exile again, do they go into the same piles or are they separate piles? I'd imagine they'd be separate piles. Anyway, this looks like some serious potential, and this is definitely gonna be a good card from this set. So 1 for 3 so far. We ain't struck out yet. Pitch number 4, the 14th Doctor's back, but this 14th Doctor is a blue, white, and a red and or green, or just red green, I guess. God, that's weird. But this would be a great commander since it has 4 colors. The only thing it doesn't have is black. It's a 3/4, which is also good. Whenever you cast this spell, reveal the top 14 cards of your library. Put all Doctor cards revealed this way into your graveyard, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You may have the 14th Doctor enter the battlefield as a copy of a Doctor card in your graveyard that was put there from your library this turn. If you do, it gains haste till end of turn. Wow, this seems good. I'm sure there's some kind of killer combo with this. And just the fact you can have another Doctor in your Time Lord deck, or another 14th. I mean, not really the 14th, but the 14th Doctor. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. This card seems good, so 2 for 2 so far. Looking like this one's going to be pretty sweet, because nothing like imitating cards that are in your deck, especially if someone's dealt with one of your Doctors, you don't have a whole lot of ways to get it back. This can help you kind of mimic that Doctor in your graveyard. Seems really good. I like this one. So we got one left. We're 2 for 2. Can we get over the 50% or better mark? We have the 15th Doctor. This is a red, blue, and 2 for a 3/3. Already not great. Whenever the Doctor enters the battlefield or attacks, mill 3 cards. You may put an artifact card with a mana value 2 or 3 from among them into your hand. Now that is pretty sweet. It's in a red-blue colors, which is really good. It's a artifact-heavy style decks normally. It says the first non-artifact spell you cast each turn has improvise. Holy crap. And for those of you who don't know, it says so right there. Improvise means that your artifacts can help you cast those spells. This would be another great way to make an artifact deck. It's not the greatest card as a 3/3 for 4, but the ability of what it does and its ability to mill and then let you put an artifact into your hand is really good. I mean, you only get to put an artifact in your hand from the cards that you mill, but it's still drawing a card, plus it starts giving you improvise. So I'm going to say this was good. So 3 out of 5 ain't bad. Is that a song? Anyway. So, doesn't look too bad. You guys tell me what you think of these cards down below. But however, being 3 out of 5 and looking at some of the power levels, I am not sure these, in my opinion, muster up to their dollar value. I think they're $10 more pricey than they should have been. Obviously, they're getting priced up because they're probably trying to play on the whole, oh, look, people like Doctor Who, let's charge them extra to make some extra money. I get that. But I think as they do that with these kind of cards over and over, people are going to stop buying them because they're just going to wait for them to crash and then buy them when they're cheap because people don't want to pay extra. But I've kind of noticed that $50 is about the sweet spot for people wanting to waste money. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just I've done a lot of polls with gamers and people who play board games and card games and so forth. And spending $50 to $100 for a board game, people are okay with. Now, this is just 5 cards, so I don't know how that would fall into that for them. But again, if they're Doctor Who fans and they bought the previous Doctor Who stuff, there's a possibility that $50 is not a terrible price for them, especially in foil, or $40 for non-foil. So we'll have to wait and see if this actually stands the test of time. So until next time, be kind, and as always, I hope to see you across from the game table. Man, just when you thought Wizards was trying to get their shit together, they're like, hey, I know a new way we can milk some shit. Let's do this. Ugh. Makes me vomit a little in my mouth.